Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and thanks so much for watching this video. I really need this coffee today because this is the second time I'm filming this video. The entire video got erased from my hard drive. No, it's in the hard drive, it's just like I can't read the hard drive. Whatever it is, it's not there. So we're recording it again. Anyway, I won't dwell on it, but I just wanted to mention that this happened because I don't think people realize how difficult creating videos are unless you actually do it. It's just not anybody's fault. It's just like it seems very easy, but there's a lot of things that goes behind the scenes, and it'll be great if you can show some love for this video. So in this video, I want to talk about all the books that I read in 2020. I will be focusing on 5 books that I've never talked about anywhere else, which I want to get into, but the rest I have talked about on multiple occasions on this channel, so I'm going to do a speed round and I'll just show everything at the end of this video. So the first one is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. This is a 5-part series. I can't hype this enough. This book is so great. I am currently listening to the 4th one, and trust me, it is just as good as the first 3. The story starts when Earth gets destroyed by the galactic community in order to build a bypass in hyperspace. And you have Arthur Dent, who is the sole survivor, or so we thought. You have Arthur Dent and Ford Prefect, who is an alien who has been on Earth for a while, and they hitch a ride in a spaceship in order to survive the destruction. Now, Ford Prefect has been on it for a while to do research for this guide called Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which it's the same name as the title. The series follows their adventures in space. It's so bizarre, you just can't stop reading it, and it's a beautiful blend of comedy and sci-fi together, and it just works. You have fish that crawl into your ear and be your galactic translator. You have a talking sofa. You have a depressed robot. And there's a restaurant called the Restaurant at the End of the Universe where you can enjoy a meal and have some fine dining while you watch the world ends. And then you have this planet where they have a party that never ends, like a legit party that doesn't end. The people who are currently at the party are the descendants of the people who started the party. And because of this party, this planet has become completely desolate. Those are just a few things off the top of my head. There's so many. And you don't have to be a reader to read these books. I've been on a reading slump for like a few weeks now, and these are the only books that I've been wanting to read. And the best part about it is the audiobook is narrated by Martin Freeman. And if you didn't know this is one person, you will never be able to tell, because he does so many different voices, different accents for different characters. He does sound effects. It's really great. I love the audiobooks just as much as the books. I gave the first one a 5 out of 5. The second one I only gave it a 4 stars because there were few scenes that I felt like they were a little dragging and not necessarily. But the story kind of picked up in the third one, and I gave that a 5 out of 5 again. The next one is Don't Read the Comments by Eric Smith. This is a young adult contemporary, and it is a story for the millennials. It's about your love for content creation, gaming, the influencer world, and basically following your dreams. It's about 2 teenagers who have a passion for games and live streaming, and it follows their daily struggles of providing for their family and also having to convince their parents that this is what they want to do in life. The story also deals with cyberbullying and the dark forces that are determined to ruin everything that you have built online. They don't sugarcoat anything. They show it just as it is. At the same time, they have a superb balance of how successful you can be online, but also how dangerous it is to put yourself out there like that. I gave this a 5 out of 5. Next one is a completely random book I picked up, and that is Slated by Terry. Yeah, Terry. This was on my shelf for the longest time. I didn't even buy this. I think my mom bought it and it just happens to be on my shelf. I just picked it up. The story was not that great. I didn't really enjoy it, but the premise sounded really interesting. That's why I wanted to read it in the first place. So basically, it's a dystopian novel set way in the future where the government has found a way to give a second chance for teenage terrorists by completely wiping their memory. They get a new identity, a new life, a new home, a new family, basically a second chance in life. And while this premise sounds really interesting and very original, the story wasn't as good. It felt like an episode out of CSI. The dialogues were haphazard, the characters felt very flat, and the protagonist was just so dull. Like, she has no memory, she has no experiences, nothing. So they didn't do a good job of portraying that side of it because it was just so boring. The plot was somewhat okay. It had a steady flow, I would say. It was salvageable. So I gave this a 3 out of 5. This is also the first book in a series, which I don't think I will continue because I did not like it. Next one is something that you've all seen everywhere, and that is Becoming by Michelle Obama. This book is worth the hype. It is such a beautiful read. It's just so beautiful to read. Michelle Obama is a queen, y'all. She made me cry, she made me laugh, she made me smile. And the best part about this book is how relatable it is despite who she is. And the thing is, she's inspiring you with no effort at all, but by simply narrating her life story. And she wasn't this lucky person, or she wasn't this chosen one, or the smartest kid in school to get where she is. She earned everything by herself, and she deserves it all. And when it comes to her marriage with Barack, like, she always made sure that she never lost herself in the marriage, and she worked tirelessly as a lawyer until she realized that that wasn't her passion, and she went off to do and then she went off to following her dreams of helping other people. And she did so fiercely that no one dared to stop her. She also deals with love, she deals with pain, happiness, and it's one of the most inspiring stories I've ever read. I don't believe in self-help books. They always say do this, do that, and you'll be successful. I would rather read somebody's life story because reading that gives you more insight into doing better and being better. Obviously this is a 5 out of 5, no questions. And the last one I want to talk about is Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. This is an adult romance, and there's not much to say about this story other than it's an enemies to lovers romance. And Chloe Brown, who moves into this flat and meets this guy, I think he's a super, called Red, and they're first enemies and they fall in love later on. The best thing about the book is, why I loved reading it, is the writing. Like, Talia Hibbert's writing is fantastic. The Chloe and Red's chemistry comes off from the book. It's very hard to write chemistry with words, but she has done it perfectly, and I just flew through the book. It was a quick, very cute story. I wouldn't say it's the most realistic story, but it's a book, and I gave it a 4 out of 5. So that is it. Now let's move on to the speed round. The Six of Crows by Lee Bardugo, A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, The Great Gatsby by Scott Fitzgerald, Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur, The Hunger Games trilogy by Suzanne Collins. No, this is not a reread. I read them for the first time and I absolutely loved it. A Little Life by Hanya Nagihara, The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy by Mackenzie Lee, The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. This is a reread. And I also read 2 Harry Potter books, The Chamber of Secrets and Prisoner of Azkaban. Every Breath by Nicholas Sparks, Aurora Rising by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid, My Sister the Serial Killer by Oinka Braithwaite, Magnus Chase and the Sword of Summer by Rick Riordan. I also started Cassandra Clare's Shadowhunters series, and I read City of Bones, City of Ashes and City of Glass. And I also started The Infernal Devices, and I read Clock and Plain Joe, A Study in Scarlet by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. I also have 3 books that I don't have here. One of them is The Rosie Project, which I got from my friend, and then there are 2 other books that I already gave away for other people to read. The first one is Stephen King's Carrie, and the other one is All Rights Reserved by Gregory Scott Katsoulis. I also read an ebook, and that is Stephen Hawking's Brief Answers to the Big Questions. Then I read a few audiobooks, starting with Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, With Fire on High by Elizabeth Azevedo, Prisoner B3087 by Alan Gratz, The Life We Bury by Alan Eskens, Always and Forever Lara Jean by Jenny Han, Every Heart a Doorway by Shannon McGuire, Other Words for Home by Jasmine Varga, Tweet Cute by Emma Lord, Clap When You Land Again by Elizabeth Azevedo, Aristotle and Dante discover the secrets of the universe, I'm Thinking of Ending Things by Ian Reid, and finally Felix Hereafter by Case and Calendar. So that is it. Hopefully second time's the charm and I get to edit this and upload it. But thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you tomorrow in the next one. Bye.